Good morning. We'll start our second session on the chapter Microorganisms, Friend and Foe. In our yesterday's class, we understood what are microorganisms. So the organisms which are not visible to our naked eyes or the things which are not visible to our naked eyes are called as microorganisms. And the organisms which are visible only through the microscope are called as microorganisms. We understood the types of microorganisms, that is bacteria, fungi, yeast, protozoa, algae and virus. We understood the examples of these different microorganisms. Now in today's class we will study how these microorganisms are friend to us or how are they useful to us. Microorganisms and us. That means how are they useful to us? So they are useful to us in commercial purpose. Now commercial purpose means they are useful in food industry, beverage industry. They are useful in medicinal use, that is in the production of antibiotics and vaccines. They increase the soil fertility and they act as a scavengers. Now basically when we talk about scavengers here in terms of biology, it is we term in cleaning environment. How do these microorganisms help in these things? We'll study in detail. So the first one, it helps in commercial purpose, that is food industry. When we talk about in food industry, it helps us in turning the milk to curd, right? So in our house we have seen how does the milk turn to curd. So in the night what we do is, in a pot of a milk, in a pot of a lukewarm milk, we just add 2 spoons of buttermilk or 2 spoons of curd, what you can say, which is left over. Then next day the pot of milk has turned to curd, right? So how is it? That is only because of with the help of lactobacillus bacteria. These all are good bacteria actually. Lactobacillus bacteria. Then in preparation of bread, pastries, cake, etc. we use microorganisms, that is we use yeast. So in preparation of bread, pastries, cake, or you can say these are helpful in preparation of bakery products, right? So it helps in these preparation. Also, if you have seen your mother preparing idli and dosa batter, what is the actual procedure? What do we do here? We keep the idli and dosa batter overnight, correct? And in the next day, when you have kept in a particular vessel, now you see that idli or dosa batter has rise to a particular level from the level which it was kept. If you have observed or if you have not done so, talk to your mother. Next time when she has prepared idli or dosa batter, make it a point of observing it or marking it on the vessel from outside that the batter was in this level, and next day morning the batter has rise to a particular level. Do this. So it helps in the fermentation of idli and dosa batter, that is again because of lactobacillus bacteria only. These all are good bacteria what we use in the food industry. So this is in food. Now let's talk about beverage. Production of alcohol, wine and vinegar. It helps in the production of alcohol, wine and vinegar. Vinegar is a common name. Chemical name for vinegar is acetic acid. So it helps in these production, right? So how does it do? It takes the process of, or in the process production of alcohol, wine and vinegar undergoes a process of fermentation, what you can tell. Now what is fermentation? The process in which yeast converts sugar into alcohol. So the definition of fermentation, where we have seen idli dosa batter fermenting, and with the fermentation process only we can produce alcohol, wine and vinegar. So it is a process in which yeast converts sugar into alcohol. So this fermentation process was first found out, or it was done by Louis Pasteur. So we'll move on to the next one, how it is helpful in the medicinal use. In medicinal it is used in antibiotics and vaccine. We all have come across the word antibiotics or vaccine, right? What are these actually? antibiotics are the medicine that kill or stop the growth of disease-causing microbes or microorganisms. They are the medicine that stop the growth or kill the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. We will study a bit detailed about antibiotics later. So these are obtained from fungi and bacteria. So which are the different example antibiotics here? They are streptomycin, erythromycin, etc. Several such antibiotics. Alexander Fleming first found out the antibiotic penicillin. So it is used in the production of antibiotics, like for example fungi and bacteria. Then in vaccine, it is used in the production of vaccine. What is vaccine? Vaccines are the weakened or the disease-causing microbes that are injected in our body to trigger the production of antibodies. Now let me explain to you this first. Now when we have common cold or we have a viral or we have a slight fever, something, right? Our body produces antibodies. That means our body can fight against these small minor diseases. Sometimes when you have a common cold, you need not even go to a doctor nor take medication, right? It gets cured by itself because once the disease attacks your body starts producing antibodies. That means what are these antibodies? In other words, if I have to tell about, your body has RBC and WBC, right? What is WBC? White blood cells. These will fight against diseases. They are soldiers of our body. So, our body produces antibodies to fight against diseases. But sometimes, these antibodies are not enough to fight against the diseases. So, what we do is, artificially these antibodies are injected in our body. Okay? So, those are nothing but vaccines. Now, what actually happens in vaccine? These are weakened or disease-causing microbes. Or sometimes these are dead microbes. Now for example, keep aside about vaccine or these diseases here. Let me give you a common example here. Now suppose if a child is small and the child goes to touch some hot object, hot iron box is kept, right? So mother tells, do not touch it, it is very hot. Now child doesn't know the meaning of hot or cold. It's very new to the word, right? A small toddler. Accidentally the child will go and touch the hot object. It cries. Now the child has understood the meaning of hot, right? Next time when the mother tells, do not go, it is hot, child will remember, I had touched something hot and I burnt my hand. So that thing is registered in the child's brain. Now similarly what happens? Now our body knows these are the diseases and I have to fight in this way only, right? Some new diseases entering our body gets confused. It doesn't know how to fight it. So it does not have those antibodies to fight against those diseases, right? Known diseases, in examination, if I give you a question out of syllabus, how will you write? You will tell me this is an out of syllabus question, right? But if I discuss such questions in the class, that means similar type of questions, concept-based questions, you will know what to write in exam, correct? Because you already know it how to write. Similarly, our body is not aware of these different types of diseases entering. So, what we do in vaccine is, we induce dead vaccine into our body. Suppose let us take the typhoid. We induce dead typhoid vaccine in our body. So, our body doesn't know that what microbes have entered through this vaccine, they are dead or they are alive. What our body thinks? There are some microbes entered in the body. So let us start fighting against those microbes. Let us start producing antibodies against those diseases, right? So now my body is ready for typhoid. Because dead typhoid things were introduced into my body. Now my body knows, I know how to produce antibodies when I get typhoid, but those were dead. Now tomorrow, actually if the typhoid attacks, my body is prepared with antibodies. Understood the concept here? Our body prepares for those prepares with antibodies to fight against them. Those are actually vaccines. Vaccines are only given up to a particular age, some vaccines at least. So as you all know now, so for COVID-19, for corona, vaccines are yet to be introduced. They are working on it, right? So, but some vaccines what we take, we only take up to a particular age. For example, for hepatitis and for typhoid, beyond 5 years the vaccine will not work, okay? So, these are the weakened or the disease causing microbes that are injected in our body to trigger the production of antibodies, to make our body ready to fight against things if tomorrow if that attacks. Example, cholera vaccine, polio vaccine, smallpox vaccine. Now, smallpox is eradicated. Hepatitis vaccine, etc. Smallpox was found by Edward Jenner. So, this is about antibiotics and vaccine. So, we understood about commercial purpose, we understood about medicinal purpose. Now, let us understand how it increases soil fertility and how they act as a scavengers. So, the next we will see how they help in increasing soil fertility. Now, microorganisms like fungi and bacteria break complex minerals into simple minerals present in the soil. Now, how they do this? How these will break the complex minerals to simple minerals present in the soil? That you will study in detail when we learn about nitrogen cycle. That's the last part of the chapter. In the same chapter, we will be studying about nitrogen cycle. We will understand there how it is broken down from complex molecule to simpler molecule. So, next, blue-green algae and rhizobium bacteria, they help in biological nitrogen fixation, or blue-green algae or rhizobium are called as biological nitrogen fixers. Now, what is nitrogen fixation? What will these do? What is biological nitrogen fixers? You will understand that in nitrogen cycle. See, one thing what we have to understand here is, as we human beings require food to eat, right? We require oxygen to breathe. We take in oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide, then we take food to eat so that we get energy, and from that energy we perform various several life activities, right? Similarly, plant also require food to eat. Apart from plant also requires some amount of minerals, salts, etc. Now, some things they get naturally from the atmosphere. That is, they get from they get carbon dioxide from air. Nitrogen also they get from the air, but they cannot take nitrogen directly what is present in the atmosphere. Now, what will happen? Oxygen and carbon dioxide are consumed directly, which is present. And when we water the plants, water, composition of water is hydrogen and oxygen. So, they again get hydrogen and oxygen readily available through water, right? Oxygen and carbon dioxide readily through in the atmosphere. But atmosphere also has some gases, that is nitrogen. This nitrogen cannot be taken directly what is present in the atmosphere by these plants. That had to convert into few things, that is complex to simple, so that plants can absorb nitrogen, right? That we study in nitrogen cycle in detail. So, blue-green algae and rhizobium bacteria, they help in biological nitrogen fixers. So, here in increasing soil fertility, let us only understand this. How they increase this, you will learn that in nitrogen cycle. Next, they fix, that's what I have written, they fix atmospheric nitrogen to enhance soil fertility. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. That means readily available they cannot take. They have to fix it. How they fix it? We study in nitrogen cycle. Now, the last part is cleaning environment. As we have told, they act as scavengers in cleaning the environment. Now, just imagine what would happen if plants die, animals die, or all these are just fallen outside on the earth without being nothing acting on them. Then our earth would be filled with all these waste things which are there, right? But what is happening here? these microorganisms are acting on them as a decomposers, which helps in decomposition, right? So these microorganisms, that means there are some microorganisms which will feed on dead and decayed or leftover part, which helps in decomposition and further mixing into the soil, correct? If these microorganisms were not there, then everything would be just left there and then, correct? They decompose anything which is like plant, animals or anything. If it is there outside lying, if you have seen, it starts decomposing in few days. It starts stinking in few days, right? That means that is being decomposed by decomposers. That is a role of microorganisms here. They help in cleaning environment. Of course, yes, the surrounding is clean because these decomposers help in decomposition of those dead and decayed matter into the soil. Okay, so this is about how microorganisms are friend to us and they are useful to us. So we discussed another word in this while understanding about antibiotics. So we understood what are antibiotics. Definition of antibiotics, what are different types of antibiotics, but there are some precautions or there are some measures while taking antibiotics. First and foremost is, like when we have a normal common cold or a fever, sometimes we take a paracetamol at home, right, without even consulting to doctor. Our parents just give that and we take it, cough syrup, etc., anything. But do they prescribe? Do your parents tell, now you have cold, you have cough or you have fever, let's go and take this antibiotic? No, we do not do that. We go to a doctor, doctor prescribes us excuse me, antibiotic on a certain to whatever we say. So these antibiotics are prescribed by doctor, that means we consume it once the doctor gives us this medicine. Apart from that, if you have noticed, doctor also tells you that take this medicine for a period of 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, etc. depending upon the disease, right? So we have to make sure that the course of antibiotics given by the doctor is completed. If it is a 3 days course, 5 days course or a 7 days course, we have to complete that course. What happens if we do not complete a particular antibiotic course? In between, if you stop it, then we get a type of, it's not a disease, our body starts behaving or our body starts producing some resistance towards antibiotics, and to that we call as an antibiotic resistant. That means next time you consume an antibiotic for a particular disease, that antibiotic will not work on you because you haven't completed a particular dose. Right? You might have heard doctor telling, complete the dose and come and meet me or whatever. That is point number 1. So antibiotics are prescribed by doctors. You have to take it as how doctors have prescribed it. Complete the course of antibiotics, whatever is being given. Second most thing is, we should know that antibiotics do not work on viral infection, wherein antibiotics only work on bacterial infection. That means actually antibiotics will not work on cold and fever, right? So cold sometimes we get that is a viral cold or a viral fever. The doctor might have told you this. Antibiotics do not work on them. But are we consuming antibiotics for common cold and fever? Yes, we are consuming antibiotics for common cold and fever. Why? Because during common cold or fever or any other thing, when we consume antibiotics or we have a disease, our body's immunity is very less. When our body's immunity is very less, we are prone to many bacterial infections, right? So to stop those bacterial infections, we consume or we take antibiotics so that something new thing should not happen with our body again. Some new disease with bacterial thing should not occur in our body. So to stop that, we actually take antibiotics only to stop the pathway of these bacterial growth again in our body, because our immunity is very weak in that point of time. But you might have heard doctor telling this cold will take 3 days, will take 5 days. It will take 5 days only to cover, right? So that is about antibiotics. So here we completed the part about how microorganisms are helpful to us in a friendly way. And in that we understood what are antibiotics and vaccines in detail. So in our tomorrow's class we will see that how these microorganisms are harmful to us. Now today's class we studied how are they in friend with us. In tomorrow's class we will see how are they enemy to us. Right? So in today's class if you have any doubt you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.